All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining me in this live stream. I really do appreciate it, and good afternoon. Hope you're having a nice day so far. So, as you probably noticed by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about Wednesdays. So, a number of things going on here. First off, over the last couple of days here, I've had a few people reaching out down below in the comment section asking for clarification and what is really going on Wednesday. They've been hearing that checks are arriving on Wednesdays. So, let me explain exactly about that. And again, I want to clarify exactly what's going on there. To answer that really briefly, yes, checks will be arriving for some people on Wednesday. Definitely not everybody. So more on that in just a minute. Also, I do want announcement actually means and how it may translate into a higher benefit check from Social Security for about 70 million people, which, by the way, when I say Social Security, survivors, spousal, SSI, VA benefits, things like this. Again, about 70 million people. So that's what I want to talk about here in this video. Now, again, I want to point this out really quickly, okay? The last couple live streams that I've had over the last few days here, I always come into them, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be here for like 15 or 20 minutes, maybe tops. And then they turn out to be like 40 or 50 minutes. So in this one, really, okay, I'm going to try to keep this one to like really like 15 or 20 minutes at most, okay? I definitely don't want to sit here for 40, 45, 50 minutes like I did the last couple and talk about all kinds of stuff, okay? So I'm just throwing that out there really quickly right now. I will get into the chat box here in a few minutes and answer some questions, but hopefully I will answer all of that before I even get there, okay? All right, so first off, let's quickly talk about Wednesday morning, the announcement we'll get, and then again, I do want to talk about who will be getting checks on Wednesday. Yes, some people. No, not stimulus checks. Okay, but let me clarify that in just a minute, okay? But anyway, so Wednesday morning, bright and early, 8:30 a.m. East Coast time, we're going to be getting an announcement, okay? It's an economic data point. We get it once per month. Now, this does directly relate to your monthly benefit. However, this one does not actually relate to your benefit, as in this data point we're going to be getting does not really matter when it comes down to your benefit, but in a way, it actually does, okay? And again, let me explain what it is. It's the CPI, Consumer Price Index. This is the inflation report. Now, this is going to be the inflation report for the month of March, okay? So obviously here we are in mid-April right now. We're going to be getting it for the month of March, okay? So why do we care about it if it's not going to directly relate to your benefit, okay? Here's why we care about it, because it's showing us the trajectory and the trend of inflation. Remember, just since we turned over this year, as in a few months ago, 2024, we've seen inflation ticking back up, right? We've seen a number of different economic data points coming out, even the one that I talked about last week. So just a few days ago, we got another very important data point as well, which was the PCE, the personal consumption expenditures, and that was showing ticking higher as well as another report that we got out a few weeks ago as well, which is the PPI, which is the producer price index, and that one shows inflation on the wholesale level, okay? But this is the CPI, consumer price index, okay? So there's like three different data points that we got on a pretty regular basis pointing out inflation, okay? So even though this one does not directly relate to your benefit, it shows us the trajectory and the trend of inflation. Since we've been seeing it ticking higher since the beginning of this year, or even realistically late last year, is when we started seeing it moving higher. But when we turned over this year, the very earliest numbers that we got in January, we're looking at about a raise of about 1.7-ish% for next year. Again, I know that 2025 is a long time from now. However, when it comes down to the 3 months that we look at to determine how much your raise is going to be for next year, 2025, we're not that far out, right? We're in mid-April right now as I film this. Those numbers start coming in July. That's really not that far. What is that, 2.5 months away? That's not that far, right? So if we start to see these inflation numbers still trending higher in this latest report here coming out on Wednesday, this is going to show us that, hey, if we can extrapolate this out another 2.5 months out into July, this may give us a really good indication as to where the raises may be. Now, I have had some videos out, and again, I'm going to come back right here in this video, and I'm going to own it, what I've been saying, okay? I always say that. If I ever say something, I will tell you right here in these videos, okay? And if I ever make a mistake or anything like that, I'm always going to come back and tell you exactly what's going on and say, hey, I blew it. I made a mistake, okay? But anyway, in some of these recent videos that I've had out lately, I've been saying, based on the current trajectory, again, no promises, but based on the current trajectory right now, we're looking at that inflation at midsummer, as in July, August, September, those 3 months that are very, very critically important to determine how much the COLA will be for next year, we could be bumping up 5%, okay? I know that sounds crazy to say, like, oh man, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Here's the thing. I know how to spot a trend, and we can clearly see where the trends are pointing, right? If this inflation continues to move at the same pace that it has been the last several months here, we could be in the high 4% range, okay? I know that seems like, no, there's no way. Did we expect it back in, say, I don't know, late 2021 and 2022? Probably not, right? And then we saw inflation top out in June of 2020. What was it? 2022. Yeah, sorry. 2022 at 9.1%. I don't think anybody really saw that one coming, right? That was nuts to see that, okay? So just like everything, it's like the natural ebb and flow in the market and in inflation here. It went up really high, it came back down, it plateaued, and now it's moving higher again, right? So that's what we need to continue watching. Now, it's kind of like one of these situations like it's like, oh, it's kind of good, but yet it's kind of bad. Now, here's the thing. Long term, we really don't want high inflation. High inflation serves virtually nobody except for a couple small sectors in the economy. For the most part, inflation is not great for virtually anybody, right? But here's the thing. If we're going to get higher inflation, let's at least get high inflation and let's top it out in the 3 months that matter the most, right? That's what I said in a video about, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago or something like this. I was talking about it based on another recent report that was released. And I was in that video saying, here's the thing. We can't do anything about this inflation, but if it goes higher, let's at least hope that it tops out, I don't know, maybe in like August. Reason for being is it's still going up in July, tops out in August, and goes down in September. Therefore, we've captured the 3 highest points, you know what I mean, to top out and maximize your raise for Social Security. Does that kind of make sense? Now, here's the thing. If inflation were to top out, just for example, in say like January or say like February, that'd be the worst of all the situations. Why? Because we didn't get to capture that massive, massive move higher. Does that kind of make sense? So that's what I'm saying here is we got to continue watching this. And this latest report we're going to be getting on Wednesday morning, bright and early, is going to give us the latest inflation data. But one more thing I want to point out really quickly. Do you think that maybe these numbers are, I don't know, maybe a little bit manipulated, based on what's going on this year later on in November? I mean, seriously, let's just be real for a second. Do you really think they're telling us the full picture here? Again, not taking political sides. I'm just saying, do you think that maybe plays any little bit of a role into this? Again, we'll have to see what actually happens here, but I think we all recognize the last couple of years here, inflation has been nuts, very high, especially the last, call it maybe 6 or 7 months when inflation has plateaued right around this 3% range. Plateauing, it's kind of bouncing around this 3%. But here's the thing. Have we seen prices move higher in the grocery store? I mean, on all the things that we're buying on a regular basis, have we seen prices move higher, more than that? Yeah, absolutely, right? Again, I've been saying this for a couple years now. Just hold on to your grocery receipts. It'd be super interesting. Just put them in a little pile. And then maybe, when you have 6 months worth of receipts, just go back and start comparing prices. You'll clearly see what's going on. But again, you don't need to do that. If you're going out to the store buying stuff every week, right? It's not that hard to figure it out. Hey, wait, why is my box of cereal an extra quarter more this week? Seems a little weird, right? And then you go back the next week. I swear that box of cereal was a quarter less last week, and now here we go, another quarter higher. You know what I mean? So my point is, it's just like, we know the situation here, okay? You don't always need to save receipts, but I say if you really want factual, evidence to look back on it, you can clearly do that. So anyway, that's what I want to point out really quickly is, yes, Wednesday we will have that report, and I'll look through all the details about it. It's actually pretty interesting because there's a couple different numbers here. Now, the headline number comes out, and, it maybe shows like unchanged or something, and we get all these people come out and say, hooray, wow, look at that. We're bringing inflation down, and inflation is stalled out, and our policies are working, right? We hear this all the time from people, okay? A variety of people, by the way. I'm not pointing out anybody in particular. I'm just saying a bunch of people always say this. But then when we really look into the report, we say, oh, wait, they told us that inflation was going down. But if you look at the real numbers here, food prices have gone up another 0.3 or 0.4% on a month-over-month basis, and they're up like, 6.5% on a year-over-year, something like that. Oh, again, look at that. Shelter moved up another 0.6 or 0.7 or 0.8% month-over-month. So again, we have to look at what people are actually spending money on, because here's the problem with these reports, okay? It takes everything. It takes tons and tons of different sectors and prices on a variety of different things. Now, here's the thing. Maybe prices on, say, something like airline tickets have gone down, making it look like, when you average it all out, like, oh, wow, inflation held steady. But if you really look at it, you look and see that food prices went up, shelter prices went up, you see that healthcare prices went up, you see that gas prices went up, things like that that the bulk of the people are buying on a regular basis, and then you see things that like nobody buys, like airline tickets and hotel prices and stuff like that, maybe came down 2% or something. So it kind of averages out to make it look like, oh wow, inflation held steady. Okay, it held steady, I guess, yeah, in theory, because we averaged it. But when we really look at all the things that we all buy, again, food, shelter, clothing, healthcare, gas, all the stuff like that, utility prices, by the way, that's another really big one as well. When you look at those things, you see every single time they go up. Okay, it's all the time. Again, you can just look it back at any report. If you want to look this up, by the way, feel free to look it up. Just go on the internet. You can find all of these inflation reports. Just type in the respective months that you want, and then just follow it up by CPI, Consumer Price Index. So let's just say you wanted, February CPI. Just go on the internet, go to a search engine, just type in February 2024 CPI report, and you'll find all the details. Okay, if you ever want to look all this stuff up, feel free to do that. All right, so that's what I want to talk about really quickly about the announcement for Wednesday morning. Now, let's quickly talk about checks for Wednesday. Okay, again, I've had a number of people reaching out about this and saying, I heard we're getting checks on Wednesday. Okay, yes and no. Okay, here's what it comes down to. It's for the people that have a birthday laying in between the 1st and the 10th of the month. That's it. It's your regular benefit check. It's the second Wednesday. It's not a stimulus check. It's not a bonus check. It's not some whatever kind of a check you're wondering about. It's nothing different here. It's just your regular benefit, okay? So again, I've had this question so many times. People saying, I heard we're getting a stimulus on Wednesday. I wish that were the case, but no, it's not, okay? So I want to point that out really quickly. There's really no need to spend more of the time on that than that, just because that's it, okay? That's all we need to know about that. That's what it comes down to, okay? So if somebody else is coming out telling you you're getting stimulus on, Wednesday or Friday or next week or next month, you're not. I say it all the time. It's not happening, okay? I watch all this stuff every day. So anyway, I'm going to jump into the chat here, and I'm going to spend a few minutes, not much, okay? If I start getting carried away, let me know down below in the chat box. And I'm going to probably be here for just, a little bit in the chat, not a whole lot of time, maybe, 5-7 minutes or something like that. I'm not going to spend much time in there, but I kind of just want to jump on this live stream really quickly, talk through the details. Okay, I want to be respectful of your time. Anyway, let's go into it. All right, let's see. Yeah. Fred Rom, thank you, Fred. Great. Thank you, Fred. I really appreciate it. Oh, nice. Trey Taylor said, got my soap today. That's awesome. That's really cool, Trey. That's awesome. Hope you enjoy it. It smells super good, right? Yeah, Rosie Prince says food prices are still going up. Yeah, absolutely they are. It's crazy. Is it Swiper? In one of the live streams, I think I said Cookie Swiper. Either way, whether it's Cookie Swiper or Swiper, either way, it's a good name. You said you never got the fancy soap. Send another email, okay? You should have gotten it by now. I'm not sure. Most of them should have gone out by now. Maybe it takes a little bit longer with transit. I'm not really sure, but yes, they are definitely going out. So I would say send another email quickly. We can forward that out and make sure that it was actually sent. But yeah. Oh, by the way, there's still a bunch left. We still have like a lot left, like over 100 left. Okay, so I thought a lot more people would claim them. We had 300, and I think we've only sent out maybe like 170 or something. So yeah, there's plenty left. If you want one still, there's plenty to go. Yeah. Yeah, Kenny Lynch is saying inflation is always, hang on. Yeah, they're saying inflation is always basically like twice as much as what they say it is. So they say, oh, inflation is 3%. It's really like 6%. That's what Kenny Lynch is saying. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, that's about probably the reality behind it. Millie, I think it is. Hello, thanks for being here. Okay, Onita Height is saying, are we getting a stimulus check this month? No, not this month. We're not. No. Yeah. JH says, aloha from Hawaii. Awesome. Jealous. Hope you're sitting on the beach right now. That'd be super cool. That's cool. I'm jealous of you. Definitely not anywhere near Hawaii, but I wish I was. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, there's a lot of comments here saying food prices going up, shelter prices going up, rent going up, all kinds of stuff like this. Yeah, everybody wants more, right? Yeah. I could say a famous quote we've all heard way too many times: pay your fair share. Okay, I'm sorry, but we're all getting a little sick of paying our fair share, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Here's another one. Heather Starr, are we getting a stimulus check? No, no stimulus checks. I don't care what anybody says. No stimulus checks, okay? People say it all the time. I see the videos every single day. People out there saying, stimulus checks are coming. No, they're not. I promise you. Stimulus checks are not coming, okay? If they were, I would be sitting here telling you all the details about it, but they're not. Natasha Bradley says hello. Hi, Natasha. Thank you for being here. Pamela Skeggs, I think. Pamela Skeggs, hello. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. By the way, I just want to throw this out there really quickly. I'm never trying to be mean about stimulus checks, okay? I get it, okay? There's a ton of confusion. When you hear me come out and say, no, they're not coming, and then a minute later you see some schmuck put a video up that says, stimulus checks are coming tomorrow, $2,000 deposited, watch your mailbox and they're arriving, deposits coming, stuff like this. I know, I'm not trying to be mean about it, okay? So if it sounds like I'm being mean, like, he's so mean, stuff like that, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm frustrated because I get accused of saying things that I did not say, okay? I've been saying this for so many years. Stimulus checks have not been approved right now. The last time that we heard anything about this was back in basically 2021, 3 years ago, was the last time we heard anything about this, okay? Since then, yeah, there's been some off and on different, comments and things like that, but anytime that I ever talk about something like that, I'm giving an update as far as what I'm watching, as far as economic data. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. If we see a major economic contraction, like I've talked about so many times in other videos, that's when you see stimulus checks go. Okay, right now, we're not in an economic contraction, but we could see that at some point. We will see that at some point. Is it going to happen this year? I have no clue. I wish I knew. You know why? If I knew we were going to see a major economic contraction, the first thing I would do, I'd go to the stock market and short the crap out of it. That's why I wish I knew, because then I could make a whole ton of money and I'd be super happy. That's why I wish I knew, but I don't know that, okay? If I did, trust me, but I don't know. That's why I'm sad and I'm bummed, because I don't have a crystal ball and I don't have a magic wand to tank the market. But if I did, I would certainly short it first and then push my button and tank the market and then make tons of money. That's why I'd be super happy. I'm just being real with you, okay? That's just me, just being totally real. If I knew that stuff, I would tell you. But that's what it comes down to. Literally, economic contraction, economic recession, whatever it happens to be, that's what predicates stimulus checks, okay? We can sit here, we can talk about it, we can beg, we can plead, we can write letters, we can make all the videos in the world asking lawmakers. Unfortunately, they don't listen, because it's not about that, right? It's not. There's no way that they would issue a stimulus check with the economy the way that it is, okay? Now, again, depends how you look at it. Some people say the economy is very strong. Some people say the economy is getting weak. Depends how you look at it, okay? There are economic factors pointing toward a weaker economy, for sure, okay? Is it really bad? It's not really bad based on what we're looking at right now. Based on the economic data, it's not terrible. We've seen way worse, right? So anyway, again, I'm not trying to go off on some rant here. I'm just trying to explain the kind of logic and the kind of the rationale behind it, right? By the way, if you ever want a little research project, I mean, I don't know if anybody would actually ever do this. Just look back in history at all the stimulus checks that we got in the last, call it 24 years, 2000, 2001, 2008, 2009, 2020, and 2021. Look at exactly what was going on during that time. Research it. You'll see clearly what's happening. Where the economy is in major bad situations is why they do that, right? So anyway, I talk about that all the time in the videos. Let's see. I don't know how I always click out of this chat somehow. I don't know how I do this. Right. Warren Hinkle is basically saying if we get high inflation, they're not going to give us a cola that's basically high enough. Yeah, that's kind of how the situation works. And remember this as well, the cola, okay? The cola sounds great. It's something we all look forward to. But at the end of the day, remember, it's a lagging adjustment, right? It's lagging because here's the thing. You got to pay for the inflation first. And then they say, oh, wait, inflation was high last year. We're going to give you a raise now, right? It's lagging. So you got to food restaurant, right? You roll through the window, you got to pay first, and then maybe if you're lucky, you get to roll on to window 2 and they hand you a bag with the right order, maybe, right? Kind of the same thing. Yeah, Wanda Morris, thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Peggy Eubank, totally agree with you. Yep. That's okay. Uh-oh. Some people are saying cutting in and out. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'm just seeing those messages now. I was actually scrolling up on the chat versus down just because it was kind of easier where I was. So I was seeing older messages. Now I'm seeing kind of the newer messages. Leah Ketchum, hello. Thanks for being here. Deborah Chapman checking in. Nice to see you, Deborah. Thank you. Yes. Ellen Bishop saying checks also come on the third Wednesday. Yeah, checks come on the third Wednesday and the fourth Wednesday. So this Wednesday, the next Wednesday, and the next Wednesday after that, yes, checks do arrive for basically all the rest of the Social Security beneficiaries that have not received checks so far, right? Remember, checks arrive on the first, the third, the second Wednesday, third Wednesday, fourth Wednesday. You know, yeah. Neil Russell wants a picture. I'm not sure what you want a picture of. I missed something. Cookie, you sent the email again. Great. I'll make sure that Corey sees that and sends that out. That's great. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, Deborah, Florida's in the house. Great. Trey Taylor is laughing. That's great. Trey's laughing out loud. That's awesome. Yeah, Crystal Coachman. That's great. Here's another one. Kevin Williams. Stimulus checks, are they coming? No. Again, no. I said that a few times here. No. Latanya Smith. Hello. Nice to see you once again. Yeah. Yeah. Carmen Garcia is saying, I'd like to get a soap. How do I do this? So about, what was it? Maybe, was it a week and a half or 2.5 weeks ago? I'm not exactly sure when it was. It was a couple weeks ago. I had a video out that was titled something like, it's time, 300 available, time sensitive, something like that. It's a video, not a live stream. Scroll back and check out that video. In the video, I gave all the description, or I gave all the directions on how to claim it. And then all the details are in that video. Okay, it's kind of way too much to explain here in this video. But yeah, scroll back and check out that video. Again, it's a video, not a live stream. Again, title something like it's time, 300 available, time sensitive. It's something like that from maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that. It's around there, 2.5 weeks ago or so. Yeah, you'll find it. Linda Myers from Savannah, Georgia. Hello, thanks for being here. John Karpinski says, are you okay? Your face got really big? I think so. I don't know. Someone else said you never got the soap. Again, are you sending the emails to the email address that we gave? Yeah, the soap should have, I mean, they're going out, okay? We've been talking to the person that is sending them out. She's definitely sending them out. We've gotten emails confirmation. Trey just said right here in the chat that he got his. So yeah, they're definitely going out. If you didn't, we're sending them out by the email. Okay, so if you leave a comment in this comment section or the chat, that's not where we're doing it there. It's through the email that we gave on that video that I just quoted like a couple minutes ago. Again, the title of the video is "It's Time, 300 Available, Time Sensitive." It's something very similar to that from about 2 weeks ago, give or take a little bit. It's around there. No. Dorothea? Dorsey, I think that's the name. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I apologize. You're asking, did we choose certain people for the soap? No, it's first come, first serve. In fact, we still have about 130 left. I think it's about 130, give or take a little bit. I think we've sent out about 170, and we had 300 available. There's still 130 or so, give or take a little bit left. So no, we're not choosing people. It's literally first come, first serve. So if there's 130 of you here still watching that want one, feel free. Go watch that video, send an email, and yeah, you can get it. Again, the video I'm referring to is from about 2 weeks ago, give or take a little bit. I don't remember the exact date when I put that video out, but again, the video title is "It's Time, 300 Available, Time Sensitive," something like that. So watch that video. I give all the details there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm back at the chat here. All right. So like I said, let's wrap it up right there, okay? By the way, if you're watching the replay on this video, I will put a link for that video at the top of the comment section. So I will pin a comment at the top of the comment section with the link to the video for the soap. If you want one, again, it's first come, first serve. As of right now, there's about 130 left, give or take a little bit. I don't remember the exact number, but it's around there that we have left. There's a lot left, okay? So if you want one, feel free to send an email. Follow the directions that I give in the video. It's kind of particular about how we're doing it, and then you can get that. Other than that, I hope this explains it for Wednesday. Again, the inflation report that's coming out, very important, and it'll give us better direction on what happens. Now, remember this much as well. If this report comes out and shows inflation has gone down, well, then we can erase, that prices are going up. So let's just be real, okay? Give it to us straight. Tell us the truth here. We know that inflation's going up. Just give us the report and tell us. Show us the numbers, right? So anyway, that's how I look at it anyway. We know. We're not fools. It's our money that we're spending. We know more money is going out of our accounts on the same old things that we're buying today than what we were, months ago and years ago. So yeah, okay? Anyway, I'll keep you posted on the report on Wednesday. It'll come out, and I'll break it down for you then. Other than that, I hope that explains it as far as the questions coming out about checks arriving on Wednesday as well as how this report on Wednesday could be good for your checks. And then again, talking about the soaps. So as well, a lot to talk about here in the video, and a lot of it is just kind of random stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that for now. Again, if you want to watch the soap video, make sure to check that out. Again, it'll be pinned down below. Give me a couple minutes to do that. I need to go back and find the link and stick it in there. It's gonna take me a few minutes to do that. Other than that, yeah, hope this helps you. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. Otherwise, have a nice day. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to unplug the microphone. You know the drill if you've been watching me in the live streams. When I unplug the mic, the phone starts talking. It's kind of loud, and it talks like a chipmunk. So if you want to hear that, by all means, stick around. If you don't want to, then I'd say, go ahead and click off now. All right, here we go. Ready for this? I think it selects the finish button for me. It's great. All right, have a nice afternoon, and I'll catch you again later. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. All right.